Candy?
You already know if I'm going to take it?
Wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't.
But if you already know, how can I make a choice?
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it.
We joined because we believed. We stayed because we were committed. We left because we were disillusioned. But we came back because we were lost. Without a dream, we are nothing.
Know what you want and believe that you can and will get it. Give expressions of gratitude many times daily for having received that which you want, even before you actually get physical possession of it. Possession starts first in the mind. Please remember this. When doubt creeps into your mind, remember that whatsoever a man believeth, that shall he also reap.
If you can understand that every thought changes your state of vibration.
Everything vibrates, nothing rests. Everything from the electron to the universe is in a state of movement.
They say that success is energy at its highest state of vibration.
You've got to get on the same frequency as the good that you desire is on. If I brought in a little transistorized radio and turned it on, you'd hear the music. Did I invite the music in, or did I tune into something that was already here? And all I have to do is change the dial and I get different music. And as you get the image and get involved, you alter the frequency you're on. Therefore, you attract whatever's on that frequency. You're taking brain cells and you're causing them to increase in amplitude of vibration, and you're sending off a powerful surge of energy.
You'd start to bring things consistent with that rate of vibration or state of vibration. In other words, your outside world would change because your inside world has changed.
You want poverty? Tune into it. Be delivered right on schedule.
Here's my advice to you today. Walk away from the 97%. Don't talk like they talk. Don't act like they act. Don't go where they go. Don't specialize in what they specialize in. Throw away the blame lists they cling to. Start you a new life. Switch gears. Switch language. Switch ideas. Switch strategy. Start with the simplest of disciplines. And don't be mean any of these disciplines. The smallest of disciplines starts the process of life change. And if you'll invest in this thing called discipline, you can have whatever you wish. It's called the beginning of a miracle.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now, I do it now, do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command, do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly. Be the kind of person who launches fast on a task. Say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. Do you know that less than 2% of the population have a sense of urgency? And that there is not an example of a successful person anywhere who does not have a sense of urgency? That if you just develop a sense of urgency when somebody gives you a task, that you get on it and do it fast, that alone will move you into the top ranks in a very short period of time.
The only reason why you're not living the life that you actually want to live is because you keep on feeding the life that you don't want to live. It's really simple, but I will say that again. The only reason why you're not living the life that you actually want to live is because you, day by day, keep on feeding the life that you don't want to live.
When we think, we take a power that's flowing into our consciousness and we send it off into the universe through thought. Thought waves are cosmic waves, penetrate all time and space. So whatever thought you send out, that's what's coming back. As a matter of fact, you send good energy out, you'll take on an equal amount of like energy simultaneously with sending it out. See, as the energy flows in, it turns into whatever we decided to turn into. And if we're thinking good thoughts, then automatically the energy coming in becomes good thoughts. What you send out, you take on. The energy you send, you receive.
The big truth is that you can be, have, and do anything that you want if you want it badly enough and are willing to make the efforts. That anything that you can hold in your mind on a continuing basis, you can be, have, or do. You will become what you think about. Your only job is to make a very, very clear decision about the person you want to be, the things that you want to have, the goals that you want to accomplish, and then make sure that you feed your mind continuously, day by day, week by week, hour by hour, with words, pictures, images, ideas, thoughts, and information consistent with your goals and your ideals. Keep your mind on what you want, keep it off of what you don't want, and everything is possible for you.
And finally, the strangest secret. At the beginning I said, what makes a child grow up into the human being he becomes? Well, this is the reason for that. Of course, he's the confluence of a genetic pool that goes back for thousands and thousands of years. His environment has an influence on him, of course. But what makes him become the person he becomes is that he becomes what he thinks about most of the time. It's as simple as that. We become what we think about most of the time. And that's the strangest secret. This is why thinking is so vital. This is why a goal is so important. Because we will become that. This is why people who set goals achieve them. The trouble with men is not in achieving their goals. They do that. It's in establishing them.
In order for you to create a new personal reality, you have to change your personality. In other words, nothing changes in our life until we change. So let's just say somebody wants to have a goal to make a certain amount of money.
Yes.
Or they want to get in shape, right? And here's the personality who's on the couch, laying around, not motivated at all. And the person wants to get healthy, or the person wants to become abundant. There's got to be a lot of things that have to change in order for you to be the personality of abundance, because it isn't abundance, it's who you become.
Energy teaches the world how to treat you. If you carry doubt, you'll attract people who make you question yourself. If you walk in confidence, you'll attract people who respect you without reason. Life mirrors the signal you send. It doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you truly believe you deserve. That's why change never starts outside of you. It begins with a quiet decision to raise your standard for what you'll accept. The moment you decide you're done chasing, life starts meeting you halfway. The moment you decide you're worthy, everything around you begins to shift. Because you never get what you're asking for. You get what you're ready for.
Everything is vibration. You put out a good vibration. The only thing that responds to a good vibration is a good vibration. Bad vibrations are on a different frequency. They don't mix each other. You put out a vibration, you're going to get back what that vibration is. It's called resonant. And so if you're an unhappy person and you're broadcasting that, the only person that will be affected by that unhappiness is somebody else is unhappy because they're resonating from the same thing.
I'm a huge visualizer and a manifester, so I literally spent, every night of my life for about 4 years on Mulholland Drive after I do the comedy clubs, manifesting my life. I made a check to myself for $10 million for acting services rendered, paid to the order of Jim Carrey, post-dated Thanksgiving 1995, stuck it in my wallet, and 6 months before that due date came due, I was making $10 million for a movie.
I mean, it's an incredible story.
The highest form of vibrational frequency is the vibrational frequency of authenticity, to be the truest form of yourself. The problem is most people are not them. They're shells of the ambitions and the desires of other people. So once you live authentically and in truth, which is the key, you elevate yourself to that vibrational frequency where you realize who you actually are, and you don't condition yourself or limit yourself by all the past. And by breaking that illusion, you instantly enter a new paradigm of reality. And I truly believe that you can break that with full confidence right away, because the mind can conquer everything.
We struggle with alignment, we struggle with clarity, because we can't think of our life or envision our life without looking through the lens of pleasing the world. Ask yourself this: if you didn't need to please anybody, you didn't care what anybody thought about you, how much differently your life would look? You'd probably make more money. You'd probably live from a place of fulfillment. You'd probably post more. You probably would do things differently if you weren't so doggone worried about what people thought about you. So here you are with the potential of being a butterfly, but you won't become a butterfly because you're too worried about what the caterpillar is going to think.
What you think produces energy in the universe
that if you think it often enough and long enough, will actually produce a physical result in your life. Our second level of creation is our words. Your word is really a form of energy. You're actually producing energy in the room with what you say. And that energy is creative. You say something often enough, loudly enough, and I promise you it will come to pass. If two or more start saying the same thing, I assure you it will come to pass. And when a whole group of people start saying the same thing, it cannot help but come to pass. This is called group consciousness, and it's, by the way, why the world is the way it is.
Energy don't lie. The frequency doesn't lie. You know. You walk into a situation, you see something, you hear somebody, you're like, this is off. This is based on energy. Energy doesn't lie. So we have to understand how we communicate and how we actually create our lives. It's happening on an energetic level. It's not happening in the physical world. By the time we get to the physical world, it's just the effect of all these unseen causes. Your mental energy, your emotional energy, your frequency. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. If you focus on the unseen, if you focus on the things that cannot be quantified by science, you will naturally only produce the thing that you were seeking in the physical world. Focus on the frequency, because this is the language of the universe.
Nothing in your life changes until you raise the level of your thinking. Look at where you are right now. Your income, your confidence, your opportunities, your results. They all reflect the level you've been thinking at. When you think small, you choose safe options. You wait for certainty. You avoid risks. And life gives you exactly what you're prepared for, nothing more. But when you raise your thinking, your behavior changes immediately. You speak differently. You act sooner. You stop asking for permission. Your mind begins operating at a higher standard, and your actions follow automatically. You don't need to change everything at once. You need to change the level you think from. Start expecting better results. Start assuming opportunities exist for you. Start thinking like someone who believes growth is normal. Because the moment your thinking rises, your actions rise, your expectations rise, and your life moves to meet that new level. Your mind doesn't chase dreams, it follows expectations. Dreams are ideas, expectations are instructions. Your mind moves toward what it believes is normal and possible for you. If you expect things to be hard, you prepare for struggle. You hesitate. You look for problems, and your mind finds them. If you expect things to work out, you act sooner. You think clearer, and you notice opportunities you would have missed before. Not because they suddenly appeared, but because your mind started looking for them. This is how results are created. Your mind filters reality based on what you expect to see. So don't just dream about a better life. Train your expectations to match it. Expect progress. Expect solutions. Expect yourself to handle more than you used to. Because once your expectations change, your mind starts pulling you forward automatically, and your life follows right behind it.
No one can take away your ability to create. Rich people's mindset is this. You know that you have the ability to create money. You have confidence that you have the ability to create money anytime you need. It is God or the universe or the infinite intelligence that gives you the power to create wealth. Think about that. This is why wealthy people have complete faith and confidence that they can create whatever they want, because they know it's just not them. They know that the universal intelligence, the universal consciousness, God, Allah, Hashem, whatever you want to call this gives you the power to create wealth. It's not just you. You're tapping into this infinite source of supply. That is the source. You can call it God. That's the source of your supply. And wealthy people know that in the ether, there is an infinite amount of money that can be manifested or turned into physical reality.
Everything that happens in your life is a reflection of what's happening inside you. The people you meet, the opportunities you get, even the problems you face, are mirrors showing you what you believe. If you think you're unlucky, you'll keep finding proof that you are. If you think you're chosen, life will start treating you that way. Your outer world doesn't argue with you. It simply agrees with your inner story. So if you want to change your reality, don't fight the world out there. Rewrite the one in here. Think better thoughts, feel better feelings, and hold them like you already lived that life. Because the moment you stop trying to force change and instead become the person who already has it, the world quietly shifts to match you.
95% of who we are by the time we're 35 years old is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that function like a computer program. A person can say with their 5% of their conscious mind, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, I want to be free. But the body's on a whole different program. So then how do you begin to make those changes? Well, you have to get beyond the analytical mind, because what separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind is the analytical mind. And that's where meditation comes in, because you can teach people through practice how to change their brainwaves, slow them down. And when they do that properly, they do enter the operating system where they can begin to make some really important changes.
Stop forcing yourself to be wealthy and successful. Stop it. Enough. When you start to understand this language of the universe, this energy, all I have to do is be in alignment. I have to get my mind in alignment with my desired outcome. So if I'm sitting here desiring and wanting, that means I'm not in alignment. I'm actually living my life as if I don't have it. That's not abundance, that's scarcity. You'll never want something that you already have. So now, you've been gifted with something called the imagination. The imagination allows you to imagine that you already have it right now. So ask yourself, whatever I'm trying to create, if I already had it, how would I be behaving? How would I act? How would I feel? What would I do? Once you answer those questions, you apply it. And when you apply it, you're moving the same frequency as already having it.
The latest research in neuroscience says you can change your brain just by thinking. So then as you begin to think about a new possibility, and your brain begins to fire in new sequences and new patterns and new combinations, and you begin to plan your behaviors, and you begin to review in your mind, mentally rehearse who you're going to be in your life. The mere action of mental rehearsal begins to install the neurological circuits in your brain. Now your brain is no longer a record of the past. Now it's in fact a map to the future. And over again, when people do this, it may take them months, but over and over again we've seen this. We've seen it enough times now to know that people reach a certain point with themselves where they feel so whole. They feel so satisfied with who they are. They feel so happy with themselves and their lives that they could care less if they have the disease.
The world we create is one we create. It is a delusion that we have created for ourselves. And that delusion can either be one of the world hates me, everybody hates me, the world is against me, versus saying, wow, look at the sunshine, I am here, look at all these amazing people around me, look at the possibilities. It's how you look at the world. And when you change how you look at the world from that one of negativity, because your situation is difficult, to look at there are amazing possibilities here. Because what I tell people, when I changed how I looked at the world changed how it looked at me. Because people reached out to me because I was open to it. I was appreciative. I was thankful. I didn't sit there and say, the world hates me, nobody's gonna do anything. That energy changes when you change how you look at the world.
Whenever you think of something that you really desire, imagine that you have it already. It is so powerful, then all I suggest you do is try it for a little while. Just imagine, close your eyes, drive it along, think about it if necessary, stand, relax, do whatever you want, but just imagine that you already accomplished it and try to get the feeling as though it were already a success, as though it were a past tense, as though it were already accomplished, that you don't have to worry about it again, you've already got the feeling. And if you will play that feeling over and over again, this law of reversibility will create this feeling. As you dwell upon the feeling more and more, the feeling will actually begin to change things inside you and outside of you, draw you toward your goal and draw your goal toward you, and the objective
will come into reality exactly at the right time and place. You don't even really have to worry about the process between the two or what the steps are. All you have to do is hold that feeling very, very intensely.
You are beginning to understand, aren't you, that the whole world is inside you, in your perspectives and in your heart. That to be able to find peace, you must be at peace with yourself first. And to truly enjoy life, you must enjoy who you are. And once you learn how to master this, you will be protected from everything that makes you feel like you cannot go on. That with this gift of recognizing yourself, even when you are alone, you will never be alone.
We know from quantum physics is that like attracts like, which is the law of attraction. Everything in the universe is made up of atoms, right? Me, you, the sky, everything. But what differentiates us from, say, the sky above us is the density and the vibrational frequency of the atoms. High vibrational frequencies attract high vibrational frequencies back to it, and vice versa. Low vibrational frequencies attract low vibe back to it. Thoughts and feelings have different vibrational frequencies. So if we're constantly in this state of anger, shame, regret, guilt, fear, we're operating at a low vibrational frequency, and then that's what we attract back to us, this kind of low vibe life. Whereas if we're constantly putting ourselves in a state of appreciation, gratitude, love, compassion, then we're operating at a whole different frequency, and so what we attract back to us is abundance.
You see, the deeper you heal, the more your body reacts to bad energy. Loud, chaotic environments feel unbearable. Fake conversations drain you instantly. Being around negative or inauthentic people physically exhausts you. Your intuition sharpens. Your body picks up on energy shifts before your mind can process them. And you are instinctively distance yourself. Anything that disrupts your peace.
If you are stuck in this loop of being worried about something, nothing's ever going to change. When people often make this mistake thinking, oh, I should just have some rest and then regain energy. This is not how it works. You gain energy by doing something. So you start doing something, then it happens. You feel motivated, you feel inspired. And then ultimately you do something else, a little bit more, and in a few years, who knows, you may end up achieving great things.